Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News Extra. And our guest this morning, we happen to have in studio David Kiiskinen, who is the PR specialist for the Wyoming Cowboy Challenge Academy, as well as Kayla Wagner, who's the recruiting, replacement, and mentoring coordinator. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Talk a little bit about Wyoming Cowboy Challenge Academy. What is it first?
So we are a 5.5-month program. We are designated to provide structure and instill discipline in young men and women, recognizing and achieving their potential in a quasi-military training environment.
Okay, and it's, as I understand it, applicants generally anywhere from 16 to 18 years old, correct?
Correct, yeah, male and female.
Okay, and how long does the course go for somebody who is enrolled in this?
So we have a start time in January and July, and they're there for 5.5 months, no more, no less, and then we have a graduation ceremony at the end of those 5.5 months.
Okay. Of course, a lot of people in Nebraska anyway are familiar with the Pine Ridge Job Corps. Is it something similar to that?
So we focus a lot on structure and discipline.
Okay.
So we partner with Job Corps, and so our ideal situation would be to bring the cadet in to us and graduate them, and then we work with Job Corps, and they will do their application completely during the residential phase, and then go to Job Corps right after.
Okay, David, when it comes to potential applicants, potential cadets, what is this program aimed at? And obviously, usually it's individuals who may have certain difficulties, I would assume, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Primarily, it's two-pronged. So there's an academic element. We want to make sure that our high school students are graduating high school, whether that's through getting a regular diploma through their high school and us giving them some help along the way, or getting their GED. And then secondarily, we really want to focus on post-high school skills, so confidence building, structure, vocational opportunities, things of that sort. And so those are the two things that we really primarily work on at the Academy, and preparing them just to be successful young adults.
Okay, and when somebody gets there, of course, everybody might think, oh my gosh, it's got a military angle to it. But that's not something for them to be scared of. It's structure is what it is. Explain a little bit, when somebody arrives there, what they will find.
So the first 2 weeks is going to be rather intense. Because it's going to be all new for them.
Sure.
And it is going to be, we would term it as quasi-military. And what we do is we take the military elements, like marching, shining your boots, things of that sort, those skill sets that are going to translate to other life skills and careers, discipline, structure, that kind of thing. And we incorporate that into our daily routines.
Okay.
But we're not raising soldiers.
No.
We're training students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, after that real intensive beginning, which happens in the military, okay, that's kind of what we'll have happen here. What do they start to get into as time goes on?
So immediately, week 3, we're going to dive into academics, and that's going to be our main focus. So the 2 education routes is a GED or a high set, also known as a GED,
Okay.
or credit recovery. So we're going to work with their schools, giving them credit so they can return to graduate with their high school diploma. We also have 8 other core components, and so those are life coping skills, job skills, health and hygiene, responsible citizenship, service to community, leadership, followership, physical fitness, and we also have added a 9th one, which is cowboy ethics. And so we focus on those because it makes a well-rounded student when we graduate them.
Yeah, so when they're done with this, once they come back to hopefully their high school, they have a good foundation for moving forward, basically.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to have some more information on the Wyoming Cowboy Challenge in just a moment. And welcome back to News Extra this morning. Our guests are David Kiiskinen and Kayla Wagner, who are both with the Wyoming Cowboy Challenge Academy, which is based in Guernsey, correct?
Correct, on Camp Guernsey.
Camp Guernsey, the Wyoming Air National Guard. And the academy itself runs 5 months, January and July?
Correct.
Correct? I'm trying to remember the dates. And who's eligible for this? It's not just limited to young males, is it?
No, it's both male and female,
Okay.
16 to 18 years of age. And there's no, other than that, it's open to anyone. So there's no other restrictions other than that.
Okay. Now for the parents, if they think they might have some trepidation about taking their young boy or young girl and putting them in a program such as this, what should they expect?
Well, it's going to be difficult. They're leaving their kid with us for 5.5 months, and that can be kind of a struggle to kind of leave your kid in that environment, not knowing what to expect. But realistically, they're going to expect their child to grow, to be stretched, both academically and personally. And really, it's a good opportunity for those kids to kind of see how they're going to do on their own. And see if they're really prepared to kind of move on to college or move on to a vocational school, move out of the house. And that's another element of the academy that is different than a typical high school that we're able to offer and give the kids and the family both.
Okay. And as far as eligibility to take part in this and the cost, what are we looking at with those items?
So our program is 75% funded by the Department of Defense, the federal government, and 25% funded by the state of Wyoming. So we actually offer our program free of charge to all participants and families. The other thing, piggybacking on the last question, we have an orientation January 5th. So we have it on Camp Guernsey, and parents can come firsthand and see the program, tour our facilities, and really get to know what they're enrolling their youth in. So kind of calms the nerves and helps them see firsthand what to expect.
Certainly. Now, is this limited to Wyoming residents, or is it open to others as well?
Absolutely not. Our main focus is Wyoming kids, but we've never had to turn an out-of-state applicant away. We want to accept all youth who would be interested and be able to succeed with the help of our program. So we encourage all to call us and start the application process.
And how many cadets can you have at any one time, and what's the application process?
So currently we're looking at about, I think, maxing out 112 ish, possibly more,
Okay.
Depending on logistics. We would like to have that problem. And what was the part of that?
And how do they apply and go through that process?
So it's
how
a
are
very
they selected?
very simple process. Give us a call at our main line, or get on our website and fill out an application, and then you're going to talk to me or one of our other public relations specialists, and we're going to walk you through the application process. It's pretty simple. It's just filling out some forms, getting a physical, eye exam, that kind of thing, and that's really about it. It's not very intensive at all. And fairly easy.
And what are those phone numbers, and what is that website?
So the phone number is 307-836-7500, and then our website is wicowboychallenge.org, or if you just search the Wyoming Cowboy Challenge Academy on Google, we'll pop right up.
Okay. So basically, to kind of wrap things up here, it's a kind of an intensive effort to help instill some pride and some discipline in those that go through this process, and lay a foundation for them to become better young adults, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Kayla, David, I appreciate you stopping by for News Extra today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.